I'd like to welcome our viewers to Local Business Spotlight, where we interview small business owners across America in small cities and towns. And we do this so members of the local community can get to know more about each business that's available in their area and the people associated with that business. My name is Jeff Sneringer, and I have with me today Cecilia Davis, owner of Cece's Cake Shop in Harrisburg. Welcome, Cecilia.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Cecilia, could you kind of fill us in, give us an overview of your cake shop and such?
Absolutely. So I operate an in-home cake shop based out of Harrisburg. I specialize in custom cakes, cupcakes, cookies, as well as vegan desserts. And that's actually growing in a lot of popularity now. And I've been in business for about a year. I actually also offer some gluten-free desserts as well. I'm looking to expand in that area. But actually December 15th will mark my official first year in business.
Okay. So you're working out of your home, you say, right?
Yes.
And I believe I saw where you are registered with like your registered with the Food and Drug, or who would that be that you would?
Registered through the Department of Agriculture.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's legit, and they said everything looks good. And now, do you offer pickup there at your house, or do you deliver, or how do you get the cakes and stuff to the people?
A little bit of both. It is primarily delivery. Anywhere within a 20-mile radius of the Harrisburg area is actually just $3. So it's fairly affordable. So a lot of folks choose that option.
Oh, yeah.
But should there be any conflicts, anything like that, I do also kind of open the door to pick up options.
Okay. And 20-mile radius, you say, is how far you
Yeah.
can go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so you offer cakes for any occasion? I mean, is there any kind of cake and cookies and that anybody
Yeah.
wants?
Absolutely. And primarily in the beginning, it started out just being birthdays, and then it slowly expanded into weddings. I've actually had a total of 7 weddings this year.
Wow.
And then even corporate events. We actually just recently finished 168 cookies for the giant office for just kind of an all-inclusive holiday celebration. And it was Kwanzaa, Diwali, Christmas and everything
Sure.
like that. So
Yeah.
I really try to stay as open as possible. Really, if it's just an edible dessert design, I'll do my best to get it done.
Okay. And so if someone wanted a certain kind of cake, can they kind of give you an idea, or and you'll come up with a nice design, or do they have to know exactly what they want? Or
I try to follow their preference. If it's a matter of just sticking with a certain theme, I definitely like to use creativity to create something for them. But I do also accept a few photos. Some might have an idea of what they wanted through Pinterest or something maybe I've done in the past. So they'll send a photo out that way, and then I'll just recreate, do my best to recreate the product.
right. Now, the cakes you do, is it any type of cake, like a sheet cake or layer cake? Or you do anything like that? Or
Pretty much anything, yeah. Primarily it's been round cakes. Those have been the most popular, but I definitely do sheet cakes. Those actually work a lot better for, something a little more generic, like maybe a classroom setting or, office parties and things like that. But for weddings, it's strictly been tiered cakes. And then of course, like cupcakes and things like that. But I've also done some custom designs, where I actually shape the cake to maybe a
oh,
football
okay.
or something along those lines. So I really try to follow their preference, to be honest.
Oh, that's cool. So you do one of them wedding cakes that's like 6 feet tall, or
Not yet. Not quite yet. The tallest I've ever done is 4 tiers. So it's been like maybe, I think that was about 3 feet tall, something like
Mhm.
that, but
Oh, that's
maybe one day.
yeah. Well, you never know. Hey. Now you mentioned vegan. Do you do low carb or keto or anything like that, or?
Not specific to keto. I will say the gluten-free, like for example, the office celebration that I'd actually recently done, they requested gluten-free, vegan, and sugar-free
Mhm.
cookies. And so upon request, it's certainly something that I can accommodate. So if I actually just haven't been asked to do keto, but it's definitely something I'd be willing to do.
Right. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's becoming popular. That's why I mentioned that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, how did you ever get into this? Tell us a little about your story.
So I started on a whim a few years ago. I actually worked at Walmart in the very beginning, and I didn't intentionally apply to be a cake decorator. I was just kind of looking for a job, and it was either that or fitting room. And I was like, well, the other one seems a little more fun. And so I gave it a shot, and that was probably 7 years ago now. And I just took off. And so, I wasn't really making a lot of money, back then. So I actually left to do something else and I really missed it. And so I actually left my corporate job to go back to Walmart to to
Wow.
decorate. And so, I learned really quickly that it wasn't really something that I was growing in there because it was kind of stagnant as far as the designs you can do, things like that. So
Mhm.
I went ahead and got my baking and pastry arts certification, and I worked at Pennsylvania Bakery for about a year as a cake decorator there. And I learned a lot, and it was a
Mhm.
fast paced setting. It was much more, professional, and I appreciated that. But something just told me, that there's more out there for me. And I've always kind of been the type of person to want to do for myself, and it
Mhm.
felt very limiting, when you're kind of putting your talent in someone else's control almost,
Right.
and I
Right.
I didn't like the limitation of that. And so I made kind of a rash decision, and it was through COVID. I was actually laid off for about 2 months last year, and that was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. It was kind of just like I'm giving them too much control, because now I'm not employed at all. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, and technically I was, I guess, but
Yeah.
that was the year, where I made the decision that I'm going to move forward, get my LLC, and, get my kitchen certified, and make this thing happen for myself. And that's what I did.
Well, that's an exciting story. Uh, yeah, you're hearing a lot of that these days with the COVID and everything, people working from home. And it's great that you can do something like that, a bakery right out of your house. That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
what would make if someone were looking to choose a place to find their cake or whatever, or what would make your place, what would make your company unique, or why would they want to pick you?
So the biggest thing I would say would be the variety of options that they have, as well as the delivery. Not every bakery that you come across delivers. And
Right.
and a minor correction, I will say, I'll actually deliver as far as anyone would like. Within the first 20 miles is $3, but
Yeah.
I've actually delivered to Reading and Philadelphia and things like that. So
Wow.
the range, it
Mhm.
proves to be a benefit for some, as well as the vegan options. There's not really a lot of vegan desserts in the area that actually taste like traditional cake. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on that end where
Wow.
you almost can't even tell the difference. Sometimes it's, for others it might be grainy, or you can kind of just taste the health in it. It doesn't really taste like a cake. And I really strive to counter that. So I actually found vegan buttermilk alternatives and things like that. And so certain ingredients that I use, and I go for all natural, nothing comes from a box. I make my own icing, things like that. And everything is baked fresh to order. So when you order from me, you'll know you'll be receiving quality.
Okay. That's great. Um, I was going to ask you who your current customers are. You pretty much covered that. Just about anybody that needs a cake,
Pretty much, yeah.
or even corporate. That's
Yeah.
awesome. For cookies. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add? I really can't think of any other questions to ask you. You pretty much covered everything. Uh, anything
The
else
o-
you want to add?
the only other thing I wanted to kind of put out there, my husband and I are actually planning a dessert festival for next year.
Hmm.
It'll be held at the Farm Show in Harrisburg. It's not till July 16th of next year, but it's actually just going to be a cultivation of all things sugar. And so we have about 25 vendors already on board, but our
Okay.
goal is up to about 60. And so it's something we're really looking forward to. So we're kind of just putting
Oh,
the word out
okay.
early.
All right. Well, I'll put that information on Local Business Spotlight when when you get it to me or get it together.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we'll help you there. And I'll put it on your listing too. Um,
Awesome.
so if I wanted to get a cake for my wife, what would be the route to go? What, give you a call, or what would be the way to contact you?
So there's a few different options. The most common's been Facebook. If you search Cece's Cake Shop, it's a little black logo with a white cupcake right on it. You're welcome to send me a message that way. You can also visit cecescakeshop.com. You can also give a call, send a text to 717-388-0725.
Okay, and I'll put all that information below the listing on Local Business Spotlight, and it will also be on the YouTube channel with the video. So people can
Awesome.
just look for that there also. Okay, anything else?
That's all I got.
That's all. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think we really covered everything really good. Okay, well, that wraps it up then. Thank you again for being here for the interview.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Sure. And all the viewers here, if you're in the market for a cake or cookies or whatever you need sweet, get a hold of Cece, and she'll hook you right up. And also to the viewers, don't forget to check out more interviews on Local Business Spotlight, where we have interviews all over the PA area, since we're on the PA edition here. And you can find other businesses that you might be interested in on there. Okay, with that, that'll wrap it up. Everyone have a great day.